You know, I should be in view, and if I'm not in view, I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing that I'm here making this video. So I've been away. Can you leave me and my tea alone? Thank you. It's very hot tea. Go lay down. Can you go lay down? And that is not like me being cute, like, oh, here's the tea. I just really wanted tea. I'm cold. I'm in sweats right now, and I have a heater on, so I'm cold. Lacey, it's really hot. Please, leave me alone. Oy vey, is it hot? I'm like burning myself here. Alright, so I've been away for a long time, and I felt kind of guilty about that because what was that? I had been away for a long time. I felt a little guilty because I kind of just disappeared. But if you do follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you do know where I've been. I can't even tell you how long it's been. I just know it's been months. So, here's the tea. I had a birthday while I was away. My cup says 210 dog years old. A family friend gave it to me. Oh, it's so good. I hadn't been feeling well for a long time. And I didn't know what it was, but I just didn't feel like myself. You can't just go to the doctor and tell them something's off. Can you figure it out? What's off? Are you depressed? Are you not feeling well? Like what is going on? But I felt like something was wrong. I had a hard time concentrating on things. That was my first side effect or symptom or clue something was wrong. I can focus very well normally. I love how Lacey's right here. I hope you can see her. But there was something going on and I could not focus. I started to feel a little tired. I do have 2 types of anemia, so that's not major. But I started to feel a little tired and I was having so many difficulties putting things together for you. And this started in October. So I had all these, my cat's in the kitchen doing something. So I had all these Haunttober videos planned. And I got 3, I think, up. Max wants food. Anyone else's cat demands for food all the time, more than the dog. So I had 3 that I got up that I was really proud of and happy with, and I loved working on them. I was excited to do more, but I couldn't get them together. I had filmed them. Lacey. Sorry. I had filmed them, but I couldn't put them together. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I mean, I had a spirit box session, H.H. Holmes grave. I can't tell you how many times I started editing that and couldn't get very far. And I was excited about that one because I had a response that I heard in the moment that I was hoping I caught on camera, and it was truly what I heard because it was pretty mind-blowing. So, also, excuse me, I belched. That's my phone. Lots of distractions. And then I had this big investigation that I went to in October that I can't talk about right now, and I know a lot of people say that, and it sounds like you're trying to be mysterious, but I really can't talk about it, and it's not because of me or anything, it's somebody else. I mean, it will be up eventually, but I can't talk about it. I was excited to go through that footage because we had a couple spirit box sessions that were like mind-blowing. And some of the footage was disappointing. Like the mic on my camera kind of cut out for a little bit. And that annoyed me. But immediately when I started editing that, I had some things happen, which I'm not saying are paranormal, so I still have to go through it. I just had an idea to take a picture of my mug and my dog in the background. I was editing it and immediately caught something that could be big that I was pretty blown away by. And I was looking forward to looking into that more. And I barely edited that at all. So this continued throughout October, throughout November, throughout December, and then in the middle of December I was hospitalized. But before that even, I had told my husband that I thought I was having a gallbladder attack, because I did have my gallbladder removed, but I have about this much in still. It stuck to my liver, and they couldn't remove that. I had an issue, but I'm back. So I told my husband that's what I thought it was. He told me it was impossible for it to be that. Well, it's almost impossible, he said. And that it was in my head. Because I didn't really have any symptoms before this. But I just knew something was wrong, and I was so sure. I had this feeling, and it's really hard for me to describe because I wasn't feeling bad. But I just had this feeling that it was the gallbladder. And one day I started to develop a symptom that confirmed it for me, and he kept saying it's your diet. So I tried to change my diet up, and then I got a symptom that I had when I had a gallbladder attack, when my gallbladder went gangrene. And that was pain right here that radiated like up my upper rib cage in my back, and my spleen became incredibly painful, and liver was hurting, but my spleen was the worst part. And he kept telling me, you just pulled a muscle, it's in your head, you just pulled a muscle. And I thought, maybe I did. And I took an Advil, which I never take Advil because I have bleeding disorders, but I took one and it didn't work. Or no, it did work. So that was like, oh, maybe I did pull a muscle. But then the pain came back worse. And my sister-in-law took me to the hospital. First, she took me to an urgent care. And while I was there, I started to feel increasingly weak. And I contributed it to the pain. Because when I'm in pain, I do get weak. And I just want to go to bed. Sorry. That's another issue I've been having. We'll get to that. When I was there, I said to the urgent care doctor, can I lay down? I can't keep my head up anymore. I feel really weak from the pain. She said, go right ahead. They laid me down, they put an IV in. Hello? This is Christine. Well, I actually had COVID, so I'm waiting to get a negative test result for it. Yeah. And I have a surgery schedule coming up too, so I'm getting a COVID test on the 24th, and I'll call if I find out if it's negative to reschedule. Well, I had been sick for a while, and I was still testing positive about a week and a half ago, but I had it for like a month. Okay. Yeah, I'll be in contact soon. Well, I'll just call, because if it's negative, I wanted to come in because I missed my appointment. It was a long time ago. Well, I had COVID. That was also another issue we were going to get to. Sorry, that's my doctor. He was worried because I canceled an appointment because I had COVID and I never never came back because I couldn't get over COVID. So, oh, it's snowing. Yay. But anyway, so I lay down, they took the IV, they took my vitals, and they told me they were very low. My heart rate dropped, which is usually high. Like, it's high right now, it's always high. So my heart rate dropped, and then my oxygen dropped. My cat is in the food bag again. Blood pressure dropped, and my blood pressure, the bottom number I remember, it was 40, which I've never had my blood pressure be that low. I think the lowest I had was like 57 or something like that. Never anything lower than that. So I felt so weak. And this tea is amazing. Let me just tell you, it's so good. My blood pressure dropped and I was taken by ambulance. They told me that it was very important to go to the hospital, that I could have had an appendicitis attack. It could have been a number of things, and they could not figure it out there. So I was thinking in my head, I need to text my sister-in-law. I'll text her when I get in the ambulance. They transfer me in the ambulance, and then all of a sudden, I'm trembling. And I don't know why. I'm not nervous, by the way, because I know I was in a lot of pain, and I had to worry about my platelet count and all these things, but I tend to not get too nervous until there's something to be nervous about. And I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. I kind of felt like it was my gallbladder, and I wasn't scared, but I was trembling, and suddenly I couldn't breathe. I mean, this part was hard. I don't like this part of the story. This was scary because I literally couldn't breathe. And it wasn't like an asthma attack, because I have asthma. I have a million things wrong with me. You'll find out if you didn't know. I don't know if I was going into shock. It definitely was an anxiety. I don't know what it was, but I stopped breathing in the ambulance. And I got the words out, but it was, this is how I said it. Okay, I can't even describe it in words. I have to. Max and Lacey, we're on a serious topic here. Can you two be serious? Thank you. So this is how I said it. I was laying down and I realized I'm not breathing, and I had a hard time getting my words out, and I was like, I can't breathe. Max and Lacey. And then the EMTs looked at me, and the one said, she's turning gray. First he put the tubes like up your nose, those, and then when he did that, he looked at me again and he goes, her lips are turning purple, and he took it off and he threw the mask on me. Max wants Lacey to chase him. I don't know if you saw him run by me, but that was him telling Lacey to chase him. They were trying to regulate my breathing, and they were taking my vitals, and they were extremely low. He's like, that can't be right, that can't be right. And he kept taking them, and he's like, that can't be right. And I'm still struggling breathing, even with the oxygen. They went through breathing techniques with me, which I normally remember, but I was so out of it. And I could hear everything in the moment, and I knew what was going on, but it was like, I couldn't connect the dots, really. I realized what was happening with my breathing. I didn't realize the seriousness. I heard what they had said about my color. I heard all these things, but I didn't connect them until later. Then they helped me with my breathing. I was breathing just shallow. My oxygen wasn't good still. My vitals were still pretty bad. They were a little bit better. The EMT people were amazing. And I don't think they'll ever see this, but like, if you guys ever see this, I've been an ambulance. I'm sorry, my dog is being so good. I have been, I don't know what she's doing. I have been in an ambulance on many occasions. You guys were the best that I've ever had. The best EMTs I've ever had. The best EMTs I've ever been around, because I've been in ambulances with other people. And they were amazing. They really were so great. They cared so much. Alright, so I realize I've been talking for so long about this, but I got to the hospital and I had really bad vitals. They got me stable enough, and then they left to go do, I don't even know, because I was so out of it, whatever they left to do. And then another doctor came up and he saw my vitals and said, "Is somebody helping her?" To the nurse, like really sternly. And she's like, "Oh yeah, the doctors went to do, I don't even remember what they went to do, but they did something." And he said, "Okay, good. If they need anything, get me." And he said it in the most like stern way, because that's how bad my vitals were still. I went to get an x-ray, and I know I got an x-ray. I got the results. Like, I had the disc. I don't remember getting the x-ray. I wasn't medicated either when I got it. I just don't remember doing it. In the hospital, they told me it was gallstones, and I needed an ERCP, and I could also have lymphoma because I'm covered in swollen lymph nodes. At the time, they didn't tell me how many. I didn't know I was covered. I knew about certain ones, and I didn't understand why it was so prevalent for them. And they kept saying, like, you could have lymphoma, you could have lymphoma if I had a few. I was like, it could be an immune response. It could be the gallstones because I had them in the stomach. Here I had 30 that they had found. They did the RCP. My platelet count was 57. And they had to stop because I started to hemorrhage. This is my first big complication. But usually people give me platelets before surgery when my platelets are on the lower end. And they didn't do that this time. They felt like they could just go in. But I also have hemophilia. And they knew about it, but they still felt like it was high enough. And for some people, it probably is, but it wasn't for me. And so I hemorrhaged, and they put a stent in. I had all these doctor's appointments. I made one to find out if I have lymphoma with my hematologist. He did an exam. He told me I was covered in them. I said, "I'm covered in them?" He's like, "They didn't tell you?" I'm like, "I know about the ones in my stomach and the ones on my lungs." I went to an ENT after that because he was the one going to do the surgery. It's right here. It's healing pretty well. My platelets were in the 70s there, so I shouldn't bleed, right? It's supposed to be outpatient. I wake up and it's inpatient. And I'm so mad because I'm supposed to be going home. And they put a drain in my neck. And I stayed overnight and I was fine. Barely bled. I was getting an infection from the tape. And they gave me an antibiotic because of that. And I think that's it. Like, the pain was like non-existent. It was stiff. Like a stiff neck. And that was it. Not painful, just stiff. I start recovering and I am feeling a little better. And I'm like, I'm going to come back soon. If I don't have cancer, of course. I had an infusion scheduled. I had another ERCP scheduled because I got to get the stent out. And the other stones need to go. And I was starting to feel a little better. I found out I didn't have cancer. So amazing. And I almost cried. I was so happy. I almost cried. I think I even like crossed my mouth or something. I don't know what I did, or maybe I went like that. I tend to do that a lot when I'm overwhelmed, I guess. And just thinking about not having cancer makes me want to cry. Tears of joy. So I found I didn't have cancer, but I did have a surgery scheduled, an infusion scheduled. I also have to see an immunologist and a pulmonologist. So I was like, let me go through all this, then I'll come back. Well, then somebody gave me COVID. Somebody I live with. Well, this is what I was told. I was told that my husband's girlfriend, was exposed. He lives with us. He was going over, didn't tell us, and obviously I'm annoyed. I can tell, like, my body language. I can, like, just tell that I'm showing it. Then we all got COVID, and I have been dealing with that for a while now. So I'll probably do a separate video on that, talking about how bad it was. It was bad. I definitely got it the worst. You know, his friend, just the sniffles. Justin was kind of bad. I was really bad. And, you know, other family members got it too. Like, my mother-in-law got it. She was really bad. And she has other health problems too. So it was really frustrating. But what was extremely frustrating is I had just saw family that day. And because it was my birthday and my mom wanted me to come over. And I have been social distancing. But my mom, like, never leaves. My mom's not working. She had quadruple bypass surgery. If you've been around for a while, you remember, like, it was bad. And I took a break then. My mom is definitely very high risk. I worry about my mom all the time. And then I was near my grandmom, and they got it. Well, I think I'm going to end this here. I will do a video about COVID, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. Thank you if you listened to this whole thing. And I really appreciate those who stuck around, because I did lose subscribers for not uploading. I was close to 2,000 and I went back down. So thank you to those who stuck around. Sorry for being MIA. I have been through hell and back, basically. I literally almost passed away in an ambulance. I had multiple surgeries, still need a surgery. I've hemorrhaged. My platelets have been up and down, up and down. I've had infusions and had a cancer scare. So it's been a trying time. But I do want to shout out my paranormal friends. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me. A lot of you did. My subscribers reached out to me. Sorry, I thought somebody was at my door. Several subscribers reached out to me. You guys are amazing. You guys are like friends to me. Some of my friends sent me get well gifts. You guys are amazing. So it was Michael, Joey, Amy and Ryan, and then Kyla and Mark. And I really appreciate that. Like, I couldn't believe it, because I had told Joey not to get me anything, because she didn't even send me anything. I didn't want her spending a lot of money on me. So I was like, please don't send me anything. I don't want you to put out that money, right? Michael said he wants to send me a crystal, and I thought crystals tend to be not too, I mean, some of them are expensive, but generally speaking, a lot of crystals aren't too expensive. Like, that's fine. And I gave him my address, and it was a complete trick, because I didn't want them to send flowers, because flowers can be so expensive. But they sent me flowers and Boo Buddy. Like, how amazing. I wanted Boo Buddy for so long. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm doing that overwhelmed thing again that I do. But overwhelmed with happiness. You know, like, that was so sweet. Literally almost cried opening Boo Buddy up. Literally almost cried. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And I'm hoping to be a little more consistent on this channel more. I probably won't be the most consistent. I have videos to edit, so I will be getting back to that. It's just my grandmom's been really sick now, and I still have after effects of COVID, so I am dealing with that. So I will let you guys go, and I will hopefully see you soon. I'm sorry about my appearance. I know I look like a bum, but the fact that I got on camera is a big thing. You know, like, the fact that I felt good enough to do that is big. So, thank you. you for watching.